Today I wanted to share with you the sketchbook that I just completed. I've been working in this one since May 12th of this past year, and I just completed it the other day. So it's been a while, and I wanted to share what I've been up to since this is the first sketchbook that I completed since I've graduated college. So that's really exciting. This is drawing from May. I was just trying to get used to the sketchbook. It's a Blackwing sketchbook. So Blackwing also makes a lot of pencils, and they're very famous for their pencils. And I picked this up on a field trip that I went on with one of my classes my senior year as a little, hey, you graduated, have a sketchbook post-graduation, because the low ones that I was working in had ran out. So some drawings, drawing a lot of these starting out are church doodles, or drawings that I did while I was in church. I worked really slowly in this sketchbook. I'm not entirely sure why. There are a lot of sort of reasons for that, but it was definitely hard adjusting to a lot of that stuff, and a lot of these drawings are more recent I made in the fall than over the summer. So this was a study of one of the stained glass windows in the church that I was in. I liked the pattern on them, and I wanted to sort of draw that. I was drawing a lot of monsters. I had this black pen. I think it was I can't remember what it's called, but there was this one black pen that I was using a lot, and it ran out in the course of this sketchbook, because it was like a brush tip, but it was like a hard brush tip, so it wasn't but it was a really great pen, and I used that for a lot of these drawings. I drew more windows, more of these eyeball monster guys. I really like things with funky eyeballs. These ghosts. Here are more of those eyeballs. I really love, I don't know if you can see these these patterns that are in here, or the not the patterns, this sort of really quick texture that's there. I use that a lot. I like the sort of emotion it conveys. These were sketches. I did a commission for one of my friends of him and his girlfriend. So I was drawing out. I did it on the finished one I did on a bigger piece of paper with ink. But these were sketches that I sent him for that commission based on a photograph that he sent me. I was really into drawing these wings on this guy. This, I think, ended up being a study for a larger painting that I did. There's a drawing I did of me in my bathroom mirror. So I've been taking a lot of photos and then using those photos as reference for my drawings. So more wings. This, I think it was red paint, and so I was playing some with that. I really like black and red together. It's very edgy, I know, but it makes my drawings feel really dark, which I think is kind of exciting. Here's some sketches I did while I was at work. I worked at this coffee shop for about 2 weeks. I don't want to get into all of that, but I worked there for about 2 weeks, and I was very bored a lot of the time, so I did a lot of drawings while I was at work. Today's fit. I've been trying to do more comic panels, or just drawings in general with that. This is a drawing I did of Rita's that I went to. Some Rita's drawings here. Again, this one's these are from photographs of that. This was a possum in the recycling bin. I had a kind of traumatic experience with a possum that was in our recycling bin that was dying, and then our neighbor it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But I was feeling very sad and emotional about it, so I commemorated that here. I really love these drawings. I think there's something beautifully sad about them. Again, this was another drawing that I did from a photo I had taken out of the window of our car. I really liked it was like this boarded up, I think, like restaurant, and I liked all of the different windows and doors and sort of indents in things. So that's that. Playing some more with windows and mirrors. I like doing checkerboard patterns a lot. I think they're really fun to draw. These over here, these are just some random cat doodles from work. These are drawings of the inside of the cafe that I was working at. So the bar area, the pastry case, one of the croissants that we sold, one of the jugs for the cold brew. This was also from that. This was a sketch of my little monster guy that I had. I drew like my freshman year. I created him like my freshman year of college, and I doodled him there. One another. These are just little vignettes, sort of the thing. This was because I was asking my friends for what to draw. I was texting them, and one of them was like, "Draw a Drifloom," so I drew a Drifloom. I also make a lot of little to-do lists in my sketchbook because it helps me get things out. So you might see more of those as we go through. This was a sketch of the bathroom, of my bathroom, sort of from memory more so than a reference. We don't really have the tile in that room is not quite like that, but I liked the layout of it a lot. This is a dragon because one of my friends was starting to commission me for from work for his D&D stuff. So this is a drawing I did of that to send him. More drawings from the cafe. That dragon again. I believe it's a gold dragon. I could be wrong though. he'll probably tell me which one it is after he watches this. A guy with a baguette. More of these wings. I like the scale between these two a lot. This was a little comic that I did after I burnt my hand on the steam wand at work. So that was kind of funny. Another one of the cold brew pictures. I like the texture that's in that bottle a lot. This is a drawing of me as a Fox barista. I was getting very bored and very tired of that job. Another vignette of that. I was thinking about these precious rats that I had been drawing, or I'd been thinking about as a concept in school a little bit, with their ribbons tied around their necks. Just more thinking about things being precious. Sometimes I'll write words and then I'll make little drawings that sort of go along with those words. A lot of processing things, a lot of thinking through things. I was feeling very lost with this sketchbook. I didn't have, again, because I wasn't having projects that I was working on or anything major, so it was less direction based and more trying to just sort of get things on the page. That's why a lot of it is just like notes or reminders for appointments or things that I have. Little macaroon. This was a drawing that I did. I went to a friend's house for to play board games. So that was a little sketch of that. We played House on a Hill, I think. It was really fun. I like this guy's sweater a lot, but this sketchbook also feels different because there's a lot more black and white drawings. There's some color later on, but it was a lot of me just working in pen because that's what felt best in this sketchbook. This little possum. Here's a whole page of possums. Sometimes I get really fixated on an animal and then I just draw a whole bunch of it. So this was possums, and I really like, these are all from photo references, I think, without doing any sketching beforehand, just sort of going in and doing what I can. I really like a lot of the shapes that came out of this. This guy is my favorite though. He's so little possum guy. Dan asked me to draw capybaras. So this is a capybara no cap, and this is a capybara yes cap. Some of these are they're very silly, but again, photo references with this same pen without doing any sketching underneath. Dan had also commissioned me to do to paint his calculator case for him. And again, you can see this is June, so this is already only a month of this sketchbook about. Drawing some flowers for a friend's, a gift I was giving to my friend for their wedding. I've been drawing this guy a lot. He's sort of like a little dog creature. But he wanted a Majora's Mask for his calculator case. So I was doing some sketches before I put it on the thing. This is the design that I went with. More sketches. These are with pencil. I think this is when I either lost my pen or that pen died. So this was a sketch of Dan's kitchen. So I was waiting for him to wake up. Drawing some from some photo references. More to-do lists. Just sort of, I draw a lot of these like animal guys when I don't know what to draw. So a lot of that. These are again pencil sketches. I really like the skirt on this girl. I think it looks really nice. This was when my dad had bought me an iPad so I could start using Procreate to do illustrations for him for some of his Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So these were sketches that I did to sort of show him my ideas before I went, and then did them on the iPad. If you're interested in those, maybe I could share some of the time lapses at some point. But yeah, so those were, again, a lot of the sketchbook was preparatory sketches for other things, or just sort of doodling. But I think that's okay. A lot of to-do lists, a lot of notes to myself, a lot of sort of really angsty stuff too. It's a very angsty sketchbook. This was a drawing of, again, I think I was in church here, and I was getting kind of frustrated with the preacher. So this is me getting out my frustration. More sketches for my dad. Notes from therapy and other things. Another sketch for my dad. This one I think I transferred to doing on Procreate. But I started drawing a lot of these like crazy skull guys. So these were some sketches of animal skulls that I did. I was thinking a lot about apples and sort of gardens and sort of Garden of Eden, Lost Paradise kind of stuff. Very angsty, but my brain is an angsty place sometimes. This is one of the few pages in the sketchbook that has color in it. I borrowed this neon pink ink of my dad's and layered it with this orange, really cheap acrylic paint. I think I have it was Black India ink as well. And I really like these clementines on this page here. I think they turned out really nice. I can't remember if this is the same pen or not, but this as before, but more black pen, angsty sort of skull guys. I got really into drawing like deer horns and stuff, so I believe these are deer skulls. This is a fox skull. I've been really branching out into trying to do more fantasy art and like sort of dark fantasy art. I think it fits my style pretty well, and it's something that I enjoy doing. So I also draw a lot of dead animals, so I'm sorry if that's sad for you. But these are some fox drawings. Again, I do a lot of drawing with just pen. I don't really like to do a lot of sketching beforehand. If I want to do something in pen, I like to just sort of go in with it, and I like how it sort of elongates certain things or makes the shapes a little bit funkier. This part here I ended up turning into a relief print at one point this fall. I was more notes for things. I was doing some sketches of how I might have wanted to lay out my website. I have a website. You can check it out if you want. It's I believe it's just victoriadugan.com, but I can put the link in the description if you want to check that out. This I ended up turning into a relief print. At this point, this was August, and I was working at Applebee's, and I came home very late at night, and I was making macaroni in the house that I was living at, their kitchen. So I drew it. I was not drawing a lot in the sketchbook at that point. Since I had the iPad, a lot of my drawings were in Procreate, doing stuff in there and practicing some of my digital art skills. with that. I'm working on some of the commissions for my dad and things like that. Apple rats. This is a pickle jar. My nickname when I was a baby for my mom was Pickle, so she called me Baby Pickle. So I was drawing little baby pickle jars. Thinking about some of the themes and some of the concepts that I'd been working on in school. So thinking about diners and meals and things like that. Another preacher. More notes for things that I wanted to get done. More pen drawings. This is the mirror that I have, or like an interpretation of it. Thinking a lot about mirrors and windows. I like the sort of boxes that the different things create. Funny little fox guys. More notes. Drawing, practicing some more, practicing hands essentially, and some more realistic things. A sketch I did of myself in the mirror and dealing with not recognizing myself. This is a very empty page, but that's okay. Notes for things that I wanted to get done. I had a program that I participated in at Second State Press where I did a bunch of work for them in exchange for being able to print in their studios. And so I was trying to make some plans for projects that I might have wanted to do. This is one of their business cards. This is, I cut out the print of, if you remember back here, this guy, and then I turned him into a print. This is a linoleum print that I did on some paper that I found. This is revisiting another old concept from an old Inktober. Food drawings, another old character that I was trying to revisit. I've been thinking about working with curtains and being able to pull them back and see something else with the fabric that moves on like on a piece of paper or a print. I've been planning for potential projects, random doodles. This was, I had gotten an orange gouache for free that somebody was trying to get rid of. So I was testing out that with some shapes. I think this fox is really funny. I like his proportions. Messing around, I also bought a gold paint pen and a gold gel pen. So I was experimenting with that. I like the extraness that the extra oomph that it adds to the black and red. This was a sketch that ended up turning into a screen print. Messing around more with the golds. With the paint pen, I was experimenting with watering it down some after it was on the page to see the different effects. But I think you can see it's like shiny gold. So this is more notes, a werewolf, pencil drawings. This was in October, I think, still, so it was feeling lots of spooky drawings, lots of bat wings, crazy stuff. At this point, I hadn't been really working in my sketchbook, and I was like, I need to draw some things in it. So I took a Litho crayon, so that's why it's really smudgy, because it's a really, really greasy material used for lithography. And I drew a bunch of crazy foxes in my sketchbook, because I needed to draw something in my sketchbook. But I really like the texture of the Litho crayon, and the really like chunky, dark lines that it gets. So, more spooky lithography drawings. Revisiting a concept that I did earlier in the sketchbook. Again, just sort of, I think this guy's drowning here. I flip it. Yeah. And there's this guy. Just trying to make things. I like this guy too. More of the Litho crayon. This was a sketch of the studio. Notes for myself, random doodles. This was a part of a print. I was doing some screen printing onto canvas to make little patches, and this was a proof that was very over inked, so I taped him in here. Sketches for ideas for prints or just in the studio. Horses were another animal that I was sort of fixated on drawing for a hot minute. So these are some sketches of horses that I did just straight in pen. Things that I saw around, because sometimes it's easier for me to draw what I see than if I'm having trouble coming up with stuff. Crazy looking guys, little mech mouse. My brother commissioned me to do to create a character for him for some of the stuff that he was working on. So these were some initial sketches of some ideas for that for him. This is some more little pen drawings, little doodles. It's a very doodly sketchbook. A sketch that I've done on a piece of paper that I taped in here. Sometimes I just write words that I'm thinking about, so dirty and doing something with it. So this is pretty recent. This is December, I believe. And I was like, I need to finish this sketchbook. I'm so close to getting it done. I'm just gonna do some collaging. So lots of tape, lots of canvas, lots of random stuff, lots of crazy doodles. I tried to have them be sort of color themed. So this one was purples, pinks, and then hints of orange, and then sort of the tan of the canvas and the tape. This one was yellow and black and brown, and then using this purple pencil as well. I found this translucent yellow paper, so I was using that to give my collages some layers. This one was a little bit more purple. This is actually this lifts up and it's like a cutout. I don't know if you can tell, but that's my finger. That's my finger right there. Taping in things. Some things you can lift up. So like lift the flat book, kinda. A piece of plastic. This one I wanted to use black and gold, so because I found this piece of black paper, and then I used my gold paint pen on top of it. This is like a little book, and you can read, and then there's nothing is here. I don't know, it's goofy. This was part of the screen print that I had done, that one that didn't work out so well, so I cut it out and taped it in my sketchbook. Drawing these little guys, I got really into this kind of like face thing here. I think you can see some of that on some of these pages back here, but these are drawings of 3 of the Sanrio Animal Crossing villagers, because I got that pack for Christmas, so I had drawn some of them in my sketchbook. Some smudged paint, some Sharpie drawings, sketches for something I was doing for the studio, parts of proofs for the screen print that I did. I had this idea for somebody watching a rat at a train station, and then I just printed it. If you want to see the final, I can put a picture of it here. More sketches for the project I was working on for the studio. Here's part of the proof again for that screen print I did. These were sketches I did while I was playing a one-shot Dungeons and Dragons campaign with some friends. I was drawing all of our characters and then some of the things that had happened. This was my character. I was a wood elf. We had a gnome who had a raccoon familiar, a dragonborn, and a halfling that we didn't know was a halfling, and then like the demon guys and some other things like that. Here's proof of one of the canvas patches that I did. And then I was drawing a whole bunch of those little guys. Some more collage work with some crosses, little bag. Drawing some tigers. Here's some doodles of tigers from my imagination. And then this was a drawing that I did from a photograph that I found on Pinterest. This point, again, I was just trying to fill the sketchbook, so I was trying to use some photo references for drawing some people, but I don't like drawing people's faces, so put them in some animal hoods. Photo reference that I used for the pose, and then Crazy Cat Girl. I got really into drawing, my latest thing that I've been drawing are these little beholders from Dungeons and Dragons. It's an eldritch monster. And so I turned them into cute girls because of course I did. And they're called beholders. So here are some drawings, sketches of that I did using photo references for the poses and outfits. Trying to fill the sketchbook up. This guy kind of looks like Elmo to me in a way, like the sort of just fuzzy head. More of my beholder girls. This little tiger that I got smudged. A little joke I had with my boyfriend. The Caldermobile at the current job that I have. And that's it. That's the finished sketchbook that I finished a couple of days ago. It definitely took me a really long time, but there were a lot of things that I was sort of making that are sort of not in this sketchbook, so that was really exciting. And then the sketchbook also has a little pocket back here where I like to keep like mementos of things and scraps of paper. So pieces of proofs, a drawing that my coworker did that he gave me, from a board game I was playing, just random stuff that I like to keep in there. So yeah, that was the sketchbook. Thank you so much for watching and for coming on this little post-graduation sketchbook journey with me. Thank you so much.